Hey, fellow planetary administrators, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector, Ashes of the Domain. Episode 30, all gas, no brakes. And Tarmarin is working on getting a terminus, and Riveno is a 1 day away from a way station, so good things. So now we have a mutual agreement with Tritech. So like my accessibility of like Dolio is almost 200%. It's absurd. In fact, Dolio could even upgrade to a terminus. Why the hell not? And Nabla upgrade to a terminus. It's a lot of money, but like, whatever. Super accessibility, given that I am not near the core worlds, makes sense. Awesome. All right, so the next goal right now is look for a gas giant for volatiles. And I don't think I'm gonna go try to get the everything that I need in order to colonize it, the colony items. I'm just gonna look for it, the gas giant first. So I was hoping to get one near Beta Vigori, but like I've surveyed everything except for parts of Nova Lem Lady or whatever it's called. So maybe we get lucky down there. That's where I'm gonna be looking, but I wouldn't hold my breath because it really has not been fruitful so far. Oh, yeah, I do have the Pather bases. Is that... So the colony crisis right now is climbing, but as you can see, it's only climbing due to the Luddic Path. Maybe I will do with the Path bases right now, just for trade and stability. And then it also gives me a chance to pick up the colony items that I forgot. I don't even think I'm going to need another... need to change up my fleet to deal with the Pather base. What even is the Pather crisis? The Pathers don't want people to, like, be happy with life, so they try to ruin it. Oversimplification, but basically, they want everyone to live in the sticks like cavemen. And if you don't live in the sticks like cavemen, they're upset. So, yeah. Let's try to figure out where they are. Okay. I just, bribed them. And their base location is at Zeta Kercha. Okay, I've been there before. Or Keshwari or whatever it is. It's at the trinary system. As the name suggests, they're Luddites and they demand for you to be as well? Yes. Yeah, more or less. Alright, I think they're around that irradiated world. Interesting. They're, like, chasing me down? And then they flew away. Bye-bye, base! Sorry, mule, in advance. Feel bad for the mule. I messed that mule up a lot. I should start, like, S-modding the mule for survivability or something, given how often I just, like, throw it into combat. For the hell of it. So this is, what, a tier 1 base? Yeah, this base is cooked. The mule is a punching bag. It puts in work, though. It truly has. So I don't mind using it aggressively. Even if it blows up, I'll just revive it like a necromancer from the dead. That bad boy. Oh, stop! I'm bumper carring me, moron. Oh god, mule, no! Don't get in front! The Aurora bumped me, and then the mule almost like strafed in front of my laser cannon right as I was about to fire. There are ways to permanently negate the Pather crisis. They're just not, without spoiling anything, they're not ways that, like, make a whole lot of sense for our faction. But if you want me to spoil it, They essentially... Cut it out! They essentially involve handing over a weapon of mass destruction to the terrorists. So... not a great idea. It's actually part of a quest line that you can have access to, but like one of the solutions is to give them WMDs. And, well, I don't really want to do that. That sounds pretty dumb. I don't mind blowing up their bases from time to time for the funsies. God, where are my Auroras? They're not helping with this, like, at all. I guess I haven't actually told them to blow up the base, so I just, told them now. Because it's one thing to give Kanta, like, a fusion lamp, so that Kanta can, like, burn her enemies by, like, throwing them into the fusion lamp. That isn't, like, necessarily making the pirates all that stronger. It's just making their, like, weird base a little warmer. But giving weapons of mass destruction, to Pathers is totally different, in my opinion. And, not a good idea. Alright, so the Luds have been dealt with. And I'll just go to Kephas's gate. Oh, are you gonna jump me? Yeah, you're gonna jump me. Fine. I'm just gonna pay the tithe because I can't be bothered to fight them right now. I want to do something else. I could easily smoke them, but my time would be better spent elsewhere. There is a ice giant at Kephas. Let's survey it. Oh god, it's a neutron star system. Ah! Deadly suntan incoming. Oh, there was... Hold on, don't jump out. No, I said... Ah, whatever. There's a point of interest around this. Oh, it's a mothership. I saw a little radar blip here. I don't think my current fleet would... This is maybe winnable, but it would be more effort than it's worth, I think. I'm just going to go back to surveying, because I'm supposed to be, you know, surveying. But we can come back to the mothership at some later date and blow it up for science. Speaking of science, this might be a nice one to have. Being able to create additional stable point in star systems. So yeah, I'm gonna get that. Diffuse volatiles, the big suck. What was that symbol? Oh, low grav. Yeah, it's a tiny planet. So, Tarmarin, still working on the Terminus. Terminus is a big project. But it's a huge benefit, so... happy to wait for it. If I could add one thing to the game, what would I do? Good question. As far as the base game goes, it is lacking a lot of the 4X mechanics that you would come to expect out of a base game, out of a 4X game. You can get a lot of those 4X mechanics through mods, but I would love to see them implemented in the base game instead. So that's probably what I would go with. because having to rely on mods to make a 4X game truly 4X seems not ideal. Now, of course, it's part of the development plan, so it's not like I'm asking them to add anything they aren't already planning on adding, but that's what I would pick all the same. Is faction politics, for lack of a better term. So here's another pre-collapsed facility, but no volatiles yet. So almost like fully integrating Nex into the base game? Maybe, but I have a lot of bones to pick with Nex. I think it's a great mod, don't get me wrong, but I think it's also horribly balanced. Every time I've used Nexrelen, one faction steamrolls the entire galaxy within like a few months, and it's unplayable. And the only solution to that is to use so many faction mods that one faction can't be dominant. But I don't want to use a bunch of faction mods. A lot of the faction mods that are out there are like silly with like cat girls and stuff, and it interests me not at all, so I'm stuck not using Nexrelen, because as soon as I do, the hegemony or the church steamrolls everyone, and it's like game over every time I touch it. So I would not want Starsector to mimic Nexrelen. I would really want it to go to the drawing boards and invent its own 4X mechanics, not deriving any inspiration from Nexrelen unless they really think it would further their game. Because yeah, I like Nex, but like it frustrates me as much as I like it, which is why I left it out for this run, because every time I've used it, it's stupid. It requires me to go full warpath, destroying every other faction, because if I don't, then they destroy everyone else. Abundant volatiles here at this ice giant. It's cold and has extreme weather, but its hazard rating isn't particularly terrible. 200% is pretty decent for a gas giant. So there is a possibility of settling this system. It has 2 stability points and a blue giant. There isn't a lot of other points of interest in this system, though. This might be the nicest one, closest to Beta Vigri that I've found so far, because the other one that had decent volatiles was also a neutron star that was just horrible. So the Janus device analysis just got done. Nice. And Atmo. Okay. This has it actually doesn't even say it has atmosphere, which is interesting. So at this point, everything around a Beta Vigri definitely has been searched. I like have not left anything out. So what I'm going to do is go and check around Tarshish, my other star system, because I think all the ones around Beta Vigri are tapped. One of the advantages of settling around Tarshish that Beta Vigri doesn't have is if I do get the Hypershunt tap activated at some point, whatever gas giant I end up adding will benefit from the tap. Maybe. So here's the terminus. As you can see, it adds a massive accessibility bonus of 40%, up from 10% of Waystation. So Tarmarin's access is much higher as a result. It's like half of a megaport's worth, which is great. Do I have a gate in my territory? Yeah, I built one. If I want another stability point... So, one thing I could do is move the add a stability point to Tarshish and use it as a wormhole for now, and eventually as a Hypershunt tap later. So maybe I'll do that as I head home. So I'm going to collect this anchor and set up a new stability point at Tarshish so that I can worm between the two systems instantly. Oh, come on. I keep clicking on it and keep missing. So in order to do that, I click the create stable location. And for that, I need 100 electronics and 150... Oh, you know what? I might not be manufacturing that yet. Of course, I have the electronics, but I don't have the next material needed. Okay, so I jumped the gun here. If I really wanted that, I would need to set up an orbital works. Oh well. I think I'll just do without the wormhole for now. Rather than to reset it up. Because by the time it's reset up, I might not even need it. So I'm just going to bank it. For the future. Back to surveying. So, more supplies, more fuel. People's fine. So, Katie's is the most obvious next destination because there's two gas giants there that I have not surveyed. So let's go check out Katie's and see if any of them have abundant organics. Or something. Diffuse. Boo. This, you can see how Sindrian has the, like, monopoly on fuel. Oh, pre-collapse facility in my own backyard. It's convenient. Because I can't, for the life of me, find a decent fuel target. I think what I'll do is spend like 10 more minutes searching, and then pull the trigger on something. So we do have abundant organics here. Or, volatile, sorry. It's extreme heat world with toxic atmosphere. So it's relatively high hazard rating in the scheme of things. But it does benefit from the proximity to other colonies, because I have, you know, my other colonies are pretty close by. Nabla and Dolio. So it'd be expensive, but it is convenient. It is like one hop over from Tarshish. Jabitaji is a big unknown. So I think that would be... I'm gonna swing by Lyric and, or whatever, Lilac. Swing by Lilac and survey there. Oh, but that's his, danger zone. And then go to Jabitaji. What's the most hazardous world we found on this run? Oh my god. I did say it was a danger zone. I misunderestimated how danger. Burn! Oh my god. Alright. I won't survey those planets. Lilac will be a big old mystery for a while, because I have no death wish. Yeah, we went from plaid to brown pants real fast there. Terminus. Yeah, that would be a Ordo Nexus site, which just makes remnant ships to murder things. And I am not interested in surveying those planets that much. Like, not to the point where I'm going to kill myself. Arcona. You suck. Arcona, you suck bad. You dropped uninvited and that's why they were mad? Even, I don't think they'd ever invite me though. But yeah, they were definitely mad. I don't disagree about that. Stark raving, in fact. So after Jabitaji, maybe some Kitten? Or Yakum's Kazday? I'm definitely running out of options, that's for sure. Ooh, ruins. Don't want that. Random ship in the ruin. Do planets move on the system map? Yes, they orbit their primary star. Alright, that's every system in Jabitaji. Jabitaji is a blue giant, so I'll be able to slip out of here. And we'll go to Yakum's gas giant next. Most memorable Starsector moment? Honestly, I don't know. That's more for you to say than for me, I think. Alright, supplies are getting low. So at some point I'm going to have to resupply. Trace, that sucks. Nothing like finding organs floating in space. Like, someone was sus, I guess. Got their kidney stabbed out and vented to space. Pre-collapse facility, Nova, and Brilliance. Okay, so kind of difficult. And there's a remnant, a damaged remnant nexus here. Interesting. So this is a remnant system that is like lower threat. There is no gas giants here. There's terms. So let's go check out terms. But yeah, pretty soon I think I'm going to be pulling the trigger on one of these. I just keep hoping that I'm going to find something nice, and it just does not happen. Plentiful. That might be the best so far. It also has the lowest hazard rating so far. It has a really high proximity to other colonies. I think this is maybe the winner. It has extreme weather, so we'll never be able to get a fullerene spool, but like, who cares? It's just a fullerene spool. It's not like I have a lot of them. It only it has 2 stability points. Yeah, this terms might be it. I was going to spend the remainder of the 5 minutes left looking, but as far as I could tell, there's one other gas giant that I've not searched. So I'm going to do this last gas giant search, and then have you guys vote between candidates. Oh, look at that monthly income! Oh, I broke a $500,000. Thank you, Terminus Accessibility. Is there any reason to sell it in a particular spot? The survey data? I don't know. Wow. Profits. So a bunch of the Terminuses just got done. You already have a Star Fortress. You have a Star Fortress. You have a Star Fortress. You have a Star Fortress. So everyone has a Star Fortress and a Terminus now. There's not even that I can upgrade. Awesome. Diffuse. Okay, let's make a decision. So here are the candidates that I have found for Volatils. So what planet to colonize? So there is this abundant volatiles system over near Beta Vigori, the Meros ice giant. And then the other one would be the one I just spotted in New Guan, was it? Yes. Terms. Terms gas giant. 175 has, and +2 vol. If I sort all of the colonies that I've ever found, all planets, and sort by type, let's say. I can also maybe check if there's other candidates here. Looking at all the gas giants I've ever found. Man, I've found a lot of planets, though. Oh, here we go. So, nope. Those are deserts. Those are ice. Desert, arid. Where's the gas? Here we are. So, Barad in Corvus is 11 light years north. That has plentiful volatiles. So, I can also add that to the list. So that would be... Oh, interesting. It is... Can I even colonize there? Because it's in core. I don't want to colonize in core. Alright, let's go back to the planets. Here's the gas giants. Typhoon, that's core. Pontus is core. Yamal's core, kind of core. Sheridan, Kanan, that's core. You are in core. Tiles, all these are core. Terms, we've already done that. Gamma Despair was the other one. I guess I'll include it. So that is Gamma Despair 2, and it's has a rating 225. And +1 vol. And that is also close to Beta Vigri. Beta Elysia. That is not too far from where we are right now. But I don't think it's better than Terms. Wow, there's a lot of gas giants in this nebula. But yeah, they're all pretty hazardous because the nebula's cold as hell. Yeah, this is hazard rating 300%. Here's a gas giant. It has a rating 150. That's in the Gamma Xanth. That's north of core. Because it's just high gravity and abundant volatiles. So I'll include it too. It's nowhere near my colonies, but it's actually decently close to core. Not exactly, but decent. So that's 150 has and +1 vol. So there we go. There's the poll. Sorry it took so long. Trying to make informed decisions takes a while. Those are the best gas giants I know of that are non-core. There's actually some ice giants that I didn't include, but most of the ones on this list are in core, except for this one, which is like way out in the middle of nowhere with pretty bad hazard rating. All the other ones on my list are kind of hazardous. And unsurprising to no one, the one in Terms is kind of the popular one. So I'm going to go get the crew and supplies and heavy machinery that I need to do the colony. And get that ball rolling. Finally. Although to be fair, it wasn't exactly my fault it took so long. It will also, it's worth noting, put me on the radar of Sindri and Dictat, because chewing into their fuel profits is going to piss them off. Which I'm fine with. I knew offering it up as a potential colony was going to cause that, and that's fine. So I can have easily more than 1,000 crew than I need. Awesome. So I just an extra 1,000 on top. Done. Grab the supplies. Done. Got the heavy machinery, but I'll just get a little more. Done. Nice. So we're all set to go. In order to help it grow initially, it might be nice to supply food to it. So I'm going to head over to Dolio and pick up some food that the planet can dip into the stockpile. Which you in chat just reminded me of. But surprisingly, I remember for myself. Who would have guessed? So I'll grab, let's say 1,000 organics and fill the rest of my ship with food. All right, let's head to terms. You know, the other thing I could do is to hook terms up with the wormhole. Oh, hold on. Speaking of which, I'm going to want a stability point. So let's also grab a little metals and transplutonics. I already have a bunch of metals, but grab some transplutonics. There we go. Where is terms again? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's sort by alphabet. TU terms. New Guan. Land course. Was there a planet near terms good for fuel production? Probably. But I don't have enough capacity to colonize beyond this. But let's take a look. So we want a no atmosphere world. Surprisingly enough, terms itself doesn't have an atmosphere. So terms can do it, maybe. But we could also rely upon Raveno as well. So the colony here is going to be raffled off to you guys in the very little remaining time that I have. But there we go. Terms. Use stockpiles during shortages and drop my organics and my food in there. And I'll drop supplies as well. So that's going to help with stability. I could have also done drugs. Then let's head over and create some at least comms. And set up some stability. So we'll do ground defenses because Patrol HQ requires a spaceport. Put my admin in. Good call. Bengali is already in there. So we don't have stability penalties. And oddly enough, I'm just going to set my wormhole up here. Oh, no, I didn't bring it with me. We'll set up nav buoy. Cool. Looking good. There's an Academy shuttle here? All right. So growth is slow, but it will speed up with all the infrastructure they intend to add to this system. Oh, there was actually one thing I forgot to do. So the other question is, should I add fuel production to Raveno? Raveno has a fuel industry slot, and could be our fuel production if you guys wanted. Alternatively, you know, we can build it elsewhere, of course. So like, I could put fuel production here. It just can't be installed here due to the no atmosphere restriction for the synchrotron core, but it is where I am producing volatiles. Yeah. I think gas giants always have atmospheres by default, because they are atmosphere by definition, sort of. So it's like a misnomer. Okay, its spaceport is built. Megaport and high-tech orbital. Because want to set it up so that it can defend itself before I start with extractive operation. But there's extractive operation queued up. You guys think, yes, fuel production on Riveno? So, Riveno's getting it. And now, most of the resources required by our empire are now in-house, right? Because, like, previously, we essentially relied on imports from mostly Cinder and Dictat for volatiles and fuel, but, like, that is no longer true. The light industry that we have here also could be upgraded to, I think I'm going to do high-tech industry. Yeah, I'm going to do high-tech industry. It's like all the money I have, but I think it's worth it for Tarmarin's light industry sector. And raffle in 10 seconds for the name of terms, because it's not staying terms. And I think the last thing I'm going to do is just do a quick smuggle run into core here. So, the name is Red Fox. Red Fox Fuel. Congrats. So the very last thing I'm going to do is, because I'm really low on money, is just do a quick run into core to sell some stuff. Maybe just like one run to Kanta. Whatever Kanta wants, Kanta gets. But them terrorists sure do pay a lot for their weapons and machinery, so maybe I'll do a quick drop to the terrorists too. So at this point, I am colony capped. If I colonized any more, I would either need to use AI control or have penalties. So for now, at least, I am not intending to add any more colonies, but rather to build up the colonies that I have and obtain more research to invest in my colonies for higher tier production facilities. That's sort of where I'm at now. But there is so much more empire building left to be done as far as the mod's concerned. So although it seems like I'm like at the finish line, I've just pulled up to the start line as far as Ashes of the Domain goes. Like that's how much is left in the tech tree here. Because the tech tree down this way is expensive and lengthy and quite the undertaking for all the yeah, so I'm as you say, I'm building tall. All right, Kanta, what do you wanted? Organs, and you wanted volatiles always. All the server data, I don't really care. You wanted fuel, supplies. Actually, whatever. I don't care about fuel supplies. I could have sold it at the other zone cheaper, but it's fine. As long as I'm making money. So now Terms is needs Red Fox needs a lot of infrastructure before it's really able to do what it needs to do, which is to start producing volatiles mass so I can turn it into fuel so that I can subsidize my fleet's running costs. That's pretty much what it comes down to, is like fleet running cost subsidies, so I don't rely on fuel imports. But what will happen as soon as those markets spin up is my colony crisis that I just got rid of the Tritech crisis. We're going to start to see Sindrian crises, because Sindrian holds complete fuel dominance for the most part over the world. So making fuel pisses them off like you would not believe. So I'll show you what I mean here. If we take a look at the how to do this. Sindrian market shares 40% of the fuel. Sindria alone. So they're really not... They don't like to share, is maybe the most blunt way to put it. Man, whatever's happening here, I am getting caught up in it. And I don't like that. So I am picking another fight with another faction. But I did mention when I was duking it out with Tritech that I was essentially going to take one faction at a time so that I didn't draw too much ire at once. And now it's Syndra's turn to be the target of my my next crises, essentially, which I'm fine with. So I think, having defended against the Tritech crisis, the commerce raid, and flipped it so that instead we benefit getting strategic partnership with Tritech, and then also finally finding a gas giant that was viable for colonizing, this is where I am to leave off for today. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Ashes of the Domain, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 21st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you at next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow captains.